Good morning, all. Today we discuss the topic potential energy. In the previous lecture, we have discussed work done by a conservative forces. In that, we have discussed two examples also. First one is uniform force, and the second is inverse square law force. We know that the work done by conservative force on a particle as it moves from one point to another depends only on the endpoints, not on the path between them. We have seen two examples of conservative forces, the uniform force and the central force. The work done by a conservative force along any path from A to B is given by integral the position RA to RB F dot dr. When we substituting the value of given force and after integration, we will get two terms. The first term will be a function of the upper limit and the second term will be a function of the lower limit. So we can write it as this integral that is equal to what? It is a function of RB minus function of RE. Okay. And now we are going to define a function that is suited to here. Let us write this is equal to minus of u of RB plus u of RE. Because here I take the function as it is minus u. The reason for the negative sign will be clear in a moment. Where we used the function u of r that is defined by the above expression known as the potential energy function. This function is known as potential energy function. So it is u of RB is a potential energy function at RB, and U of Ra is the potential energy function at Ra. For a conservative force, the work energy theorem, that is equal to WBA is equal to KB minus KA. That becomes, this is equal to what? This is equal to minus UB plus UA. Okay. That quantity WBA is equal to minus UB plus UA. That is equal to KB minus KA. What is KB and KA? KB is the kinetic energy at the point B and Ka is the kinetic energy at the point A. Okay. Now we can arrange this equation. Here we know that UA and UB are the potential energy functions at Ra and Rb respectively, and Ka and Kb are the kinetic energy at Ra and Rb respectively. So here we rearranging the equation by expressing the energies of the position Ra at one side. So we rearranging this as Ka plus Ua, that is equal to Kb plus Ub. Ka is the kinetic energy and Ua is the potential energy. Here it is the sum of energies, sum of kinetic energy and potential energy at the point A, and the RHS is the sum of kinetic energy and potential energy at the position Rp. Okay. Here, the quantity Ka plus Ua, the left hand side Ka plus Ua, it depends on the speed of the particle and its potential energy at Ra without any reference to Rp. That means the LHS does not depend any values of kinetic energy and potential energy at the position B. Or we can say that there is no reference to that point. And in the similar way, the right hand side also, Kb plus Ub depends on the speed and potential energy at Rb without reference to Ra. So these two quantities are, the left hand side and right hand side are independent of each other. Okay. And Ra and Rb are arbitrary, not specially chosen points. So this can be true only if each side of the equation equal to some constant. This comes from the mathematics, because if these two sides are independent and they are equal, then each side must be equal to some another constant. Okay, so here we take that particular constant as capital E. Okay, capital E is the total energy, total mechanical energy, sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. Okay, so we write Ka plus Ua, that is equal to Kb plus Ub, that is equal to E. Here E is called the total mechanical energy of the particle, or simply the total energy. We have shown that if the force is conservative, the total energy is independent of the position of the particle, or it remains constant. Okay, we have proved that the total energy is independent of the position of the particle, it remains constant. Or in the language of physics, we can say that the energy is conserved. Here, an interesting property of the energy is that the value of E, that is arbitrary. Okay, only changes in E has physical significance. To clear it, we choose the equation. We know that UB minus UA must be equal to what? We have expressed minus UB plus UA is equal to integral of some quantity. Then here UB minus UA, then it is equal to minus integral of F dot dr from A to B or RA to RB. I write RA to RB. Okay. This equation defines only the difference in potential energy between A and B. This equation defines only the difference in potential energy between A and B, not on the potential energy itself. So we could add an arbitrary constant to UB and the same constant to UA, and still it will satisfy the defining equation. In the case of potential energy, in your lower classes, we know that we take the potential energy is the potential energy at a height. Okay. U is equal to mgh. It is the familiar equation you have known in your lower classes. Here h is the height, m is the mass, and g is the acceleration due to gravity, and it is the potential energy at a height. Okay. In our discussions in the previous portions, when we take here, if we consider the potential at the ground, what is h here? H is the height from the ground level. Okay. Then it is that ground level is a reference one. Okay. It is not assured that the potential energy of that mass is zero there. It is only a reference because if we consider this situation, because a physics teacher discussed about the potential energy in his classroom, then he said that if the mass M is at ground or at the surface of the classroom, its potential energy is 0. And when that mass is taken up to a height h, it has potential energy mgh. Okay. Then actually, if the classroom is at a height something 10 meter from the nearby ground, okay, so this point may have some potential energy. Okay, so if we take that is c, some constant, okay, then here I take this as the point a, this point ra, it is the point rb of our discussion. Then here already we take it is ua and it is ub, considered like that. Okay, then if we add a constant, that is ua plus c, it is the potential energy at the point a, and the same constant is added to the point b also, then in that point it is equal to ub plus c. Then this quantity is applied to here. What will be happen? The c must cancels. So the difference in potential energy has physical significance, not the potential energy itself. However, we know that E is equal to K plus U. Okay. Then adding an arbitrary constant to U, E is equal to K plus U. Then if we adding an arbitrary constant to U, will increase the total energy E by the same amount. And the another point we have got from the work by a conservative force is the work by a conservative force around a closed path is 0. Here we going to obtain the potential energy of uniform force field. The force on a particle of mass m due to a uniform gravitational field is minus mg k cap. So if the particle moves from Ra to Rb, the change in potential energy is here the case is uniform gravitational field. Okay, then the force is F is equal to minus mg k cap. Okay. So here the force is acting in z direction. The particle is moving from Ra to Rb. Okay. Then the expression for change in potential energy can be written as, we have written in the previous case, UB minus UA, that is equal to what? That is equal to minus integral of Ra to Rb f dot dr. Okay, minus integral of Ra to Rb f dot dr. If we consider here, it is the force is in z direction and the line element in Cartesian coordinate system, that is equal to dxi plus dyj plus dzk. If we substituting this quantity here, it is equal to minus integral of Ra to Rb minus mg k dot dxi dyj plus dzk. Okay. Then if we finding the dot product in the quantities k dot I, k dot j, k dot k, we know that k dot I is equal to 0 and k dot j is equal to 0 and k dot k is equal to 1. So the equation becomes, here minus minus cancels out, then integral, here it is Ra to Rb. Now I write Ra to Rb mg, look at here, k dot k equal to 1, then with a z, all the other quantities will vanish. K dot I is equal to 0, then the dx term must vanish, and k dot j is equal to 0, then the dy term must vanish. Only here mg into dz. Then in this quantity, only the parameter z comes. So there is no need to apply or the limit. We have to apply the, here it will be the z component only. Then I write the integral as, it is za to zb mg dz. In that quantity, mg can be taken outside, and integrating dz, we get z. Then applying upper limit and lower limit, zb minus za. Then it is equal to mg into ZB minus ZA. Okay. So here we obtain after integration. To perform the integration, we take mg outside and then mg into integral dz. Integral dz is equal to z in the limit zb, za. Then we substitute the upper limit first and the lower limit, then zb minus za. And here, if we adopt the convention which has I discussed in the previous, if we adopt the convention u is equal to 0 at the ground level where z is equal to 0, or we take the initial point at z is equal to 0. At that point, we take the potential energy is 0, or UA is equal to 0 at ZA. That is the ground level. Okay. Then that then we can write U of H is equal to mgh, because it becomes mg into zb, or that point it must be the height. Then U of H is equal to mgh, where h is the height above the ground. Okay, but that is not general. Okay, we mentioned in the previous slide that the potential energy of the form mgh plus a constant, where c is any constant, is just as suitable. Okay, and now we take the application of this one. From here we obtain U of H is equal to mgh. Okay, as an application of this one, here we consider a mass m is projected upwards with a initial velocity v0. A mass m is projected upward with a initial velocity v0. Find the speed at height h using the conservation of energy. By the conservation of energy, we can write, by the conservation of energy, we can write, we have obtained Ka plus Ua is equal to Kb plus Ub. Here in the case, the mass is projected from the ground. We have to find the speed at a height h. So I write, for the ground level, I take k0 plus u0, that is equal to, in the place of kb, I write k of h plus u of h. Okay. Then here, consider the expression. Here, the initial velocity is given as v0, and we have taken the potential energy is 0 at the ground level, and the potential energy at a height is mgh. And we substituting the expressions of kinetic energy here. It is half m into v0 square plus 0, that is equal to half m into v of h square, v square of h plus mgh. Okay. Here we have to find the speed at height h. Okay, we have to find an expression for v of h. For that, first we cancelling all the m here and the multiplying the equation with 2. Then we obtain v0 square is equal to v0 square is equal to v square of h plus 2gh. We have to find the expression for v square of h, or that is equal to v0 square minus 2gh, or v of h is equal to, it is equal to root of v0 square minus 2gh. This is the speed at height using the conservation theory. Next example is potential energy of an inverse square force. Here we take the example of central force. A central force which is always conservative. It has a general form F is equal to f of r cap, where f of r is some function of distance to the origin. That is, the function depends on the distance only, not the directions. Then the potential energy of a particle in a central force is, which can be written as, it is equal to ub minus ua, that is equal to minus integral of ra to rb f dot dr. Okay. Here f is f of r cap, and here it is a central force. So the line element is to be written in polar coordinate. Then it is equal to dr r cap plus r d theta theta cap. Okay. Then if we find f dot dr, So here f dot dr can be obtained by substituting the value of f and dr. It will be only, we know that r dot r cap dot must be equal to 1. It must be equal to 1, and r cap dot theta cap must be equal to 0. Then we can obtain this quantity. First term only remains there, then it is equal to f of r dr, and the remaining term must vanish. Then it is equal to minus integral of RA to RB. It is equal to f of r dr. Okay, this is the expression you got. It is f of r dr minus integral RA to RB f of r dr. And an example of central force is the inverse square law force. F of r, that is equal to a divided by r square. Okay, and one of the inverse square law force is gravitational force between masses m1 and m2. We know that it is proportional to m1 m2 divided by r square, or F is equal to g m1 m2 divided by r square r cap. And the another is Coulomb electrostatic force between two charges q1 and q2, that is F proportional to q1 q2 divided by r square, or F is equal to some constant k into q1 q2 divided by r square, and in SI unit k is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0. Okay. Here we obtain the potential energy of the case. F of r is equal to a divided by r square. Okay, and you have got ub minus ua is equal to minus integral ra to rb a divided by r square dr. Then we take a outside, integral ra to rb 1 by r square dr. The integral of 1 by r square dr must be equal to minus 1 by r. Then it must be equal to, after integration, it is equal to a into minus minus cancelled 1 by r in the limits ra to rb, or we write it is equal to 1 by rb into this 1 by rb into that is equal to 1 by rb minus 1 by ra. So here write a divided by rb minus a divided by ra. To obtain the general potential energy function, we replace RB by the radial variable R. Then I write to obtain the general potential energy function, we replace RB by the radial variable R. That is, our aim is to find the potential at any point R from the initial point Ra. Okay, then we can write the potential energy U of R that is equal to A divided by R. Then we take UA to that side, then plus UA minus A divided by RA. Okay. Here we write that is equal to A divided by R plus some constant C. Here we write the total quantity UA minus A by RA as some constant. Here we take C is equal to UA minus A divided by RA. The constant C has no physical meaning because only the changes in U are physically significant. So we are always free to give C any value we like. A convenient choice in this case is C is equal to 0, which corresponding to take U infinity, that is equal to 0. With this convention, we have U of R, that is equal to A divided by R.